chorus to the song, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I'll probably listen.
It's just fucking a nice beat. And I'm like, okay, it's Kanye doing his thing, and then all of a sudden, nigga, hi Hitler. And I was like, oh shit, bro. Whoa. Whoa. Easily top 5 karaoke song. But anyways, it's been a break. It's been 3 weeks. We didn't give up. We just got busy, got sick, and then now here we are. I'll just spent 10 years doing YouTube, posting every day. I just really needed a break. I really needed to find myself and see if I wanted to keep. Just a mental thing. I'm sick of making absolute trillions and just making 18-minute videos all the time, man. You just get so exhausted at times, and it's just hard.
So much work.
It's just hard.
Yeah, it's hard work.
When I did find myself, though, I realized, hey, yo, fuck Boston. What? Fuck Boston. What? I swear to God, I'll suck off Jalen Brunson. Oh, my God. It's a thank God we don't have a lot of subs because we'll never get monetized. Never. Yeah. I just mentioned How Hitler in the intro and sucking off Jalen Brunson. So, and usually you have to wait.
No corporate company would touch us with it.
No.
With a 10-foot pole.
Unless,
absolutely not.
Like I mentioned before, Lay's has a new flavor. Number 1 flavor in Canada, all dressing. Truly is unique.
I think it sounds good.
It sounds good. It sounds sour cream, onion, salt and vinegar, and barbecue. It's the 3 best flavors all into one.
Yeah.
Hey, if Canada can make maple syrup, they can pick their flavors, I guess.
Yeah. There's probably a correlation somewhere.
It's definitely a correlation. Every person that went to the moon ate chicken. So
he ate chicken on the moon, or
I'm
like
saying every person. Anyway, what my dad used to say. All right. Anyway. So there's not really a main topic for this one since it's been like 3 weeks. It's kind of gonna be a mix of things. What we discovered about ourselves during the break. One, we saw Thunderbolts.
Yes. Oh yeah, we definitely talked about that.
Thunderbolts was fucking fire.
Yep, it was
easily out of all the recent movies, probably since Endgame. I'd put Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, and that movie.
Wakanda Forever. I thought Wakanda Forever was pretty good too.
Yeah, that was good too. I would put Thunderbolts up there with them because that was a really fun and just good movie in general. Like, it didn't even feel like watching like a typical Marvel movie, how that same flow happens all the time. It just felt like a good movie. It helps that they had some god tier actors and actresses, Yeah. That usually helps movies.
That's some pretty good ones. That's some good ones.
But finally, what I've always asked for from Marvel for a long time is they make a story that, it's for everyone. The story is definitely for everyone because it latches to a feeling that everyone usually has at any age. But it was cool. It was a deeper story that had deeper elements. I mean, they mentioned somebody was addicted to meth, so that was definitely new to the whole Marvel universe.
I mean, one of the main character, he's one of the main characters in the movie. He's addicted to meth.
Not only that confirms meth is in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, because we had no idea.
We had no idea. We never saw a druggie in Marvel, so here we are.
Now we got adamantium, and now we have meth.
Yeah, now we got meth.
Both confirmed.
Both. And depression. Depression, meth, and adamantium.
And depression also exists.
So really, I mean, if you have those 3 things, then Marvel can really work off of those 3 things, no problem.
Oh, absolutely. You can do a lot of stuff with meth. A lot of stuff you can do with meth.
That should be the new Lay's flavor. Meth.
Holy shit.
But the characters were unbelievable, man. I think the best part about it is all these characters came from failing series and failing movies that the Marvel made, from the Disney Plus shows to the failing movies that came out. All these characters are from those movies that nobody really fucked with, and then come out Thunderbolts and everybody fucks with them. They're like, yo, this is yeah. They're more in depth than our typical Captain America, Black Widow, fucking Hulk. They're more humanized.
They're more relatable.
Yeah, relatable.
They're the most relatable characters we've gotten in a hot minute.
Yeah.
So it's just everyone is really connecting with them, and also they got rid of Taskmaster. Sorry, spoiler, but Taskmaster's dead. Happens in like the first 15 minutes of the movie. Thank God. Didn't have to hear her talk much.
Yeah, that was great.
That was fan service right there.
that was
fan service. And I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate
it. Thank you, Dave.
But yeah, Thunderbirds was fucking great, man. I loved everything about it. The music was fucking great. The characters are great. Story was great. Bob was Bob. It's hard to
Bob was Bob.
It's hard to knock that movie. In the same breath, we saw Sinners, which was also fucking pretty damn raw.
Yep. Very good.
Raw ass soundtrack, raw ass characters. It was just good time for movies. A good time for movies.
Yep. It was also just a cool, unique idea. Just like the whole thing with, music.
Yeah.
Being able to bring back the dead or like the spirits kind of thing. And
yeah.
I was not expecting vampires, I'll tell you what. I did not know that there were going to be vampires in that movie, but it was good. It was real good.
And it was like a traditional vampire movie, just like a classic vampire stereotypes and everything. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot. But the
movies popping off.
It's a good time for movies. It's a fun time for movies. Got to see where. I think I get off at night on Tuesday, so I might have to see what kind of movies popping off on Tuesday night. I don't know when that friendship movie's coming out. I got another trailer saying
the 23rd. The 23rd. It comes out on the 23rd. I want to see it so bad. So bad. Damn. I'm so mad because it came out on the 13th, but it came out on a soft launch, so it's only in like very select theaters. I think I googled it. The nearest theater to us would be it's like in St. Pete or something. It's not close.
Fuck that.
Yeah, but it's the full like launch on the 23rd.
Okay. So it'll be next Tuesday.
So I'm seeing that next week, 100%. Seeing that next week.
For sure. But of all the catching up, there's only one thing we gotta catch up to. That's our boys at Bungie. Our troops at Bungie.
Troops.
If this was a war, they'd be losing.
They would be losing.
If this was, this is a game of tic-tac-toe, they're not ticking and toeing.
No, they're not. They're not ticking and toeing.
If they was a Connect 4, they didn't Connect 4. Because, holy fuck.
They're just not doing it.
Yeah, they're not doing good. So if you guys don't know, if you guys are not familiar, I know we're jumping around a lot. That's because I had about 8 ounces of caffeine just now. But the motherfucking Bungie had a marathon developer insight stream, and before that, it came out that the Bungie art team plagiarized a solo artist work for the game and pasted the assets onto the art sheet with the assets and got put into the game. The only problem is, plagiarism. It's there. It's everywhere.
Plagiarism? Yeah.
The only problem is they never swiped the logo, That's like rule number 1, bro. Like, if you're going to steal the homework, you got to erase the name, put your name. Like,
yep.
At least try.
Nope. They did not. They did not even try.
So, yeah. If they stole it. They stole art, right?
They flat out stole art. That is a key part of the game. A very, very integral. The identity of this game is in a lot of ways the art, the aesthetic of it, and they stole it.
Yeah. If you guys don't remember or just don't know, the ARG was that art. Like, it was 100%. Like, everything about it was that art style. From the websites to the fucking codes, everything about it was that exact same art. Like I said, she doesn't have a stamp. The artist I'm talking about who got her art stolen doesn't have a stamp on that genre, but what she does have a stamp on is that whole art style. It's like a weird, unique one. I'd probably put it on the screen for you so you can see, but it's just a weird aesthetic that's really cool looking, very unique.
Yeah.
And she's been doing it for 10 years. And spoiler alert, the whole Bungie team follows this artist.
Yep. On several different social sites, the entire development team, art team at Bungie follows this artist that they stole from.
And then
and they're trying to put all of the blame on one
person,
past employee. They're trying to put it all on one person that conveniently doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
bro,
the one thing, if you guys don't remember my reaction video, the one thing I was just hyped for or had praise for was the art of the game. And that's not even Bungie's. So
that's crazy.
We're here now at the developer live stream after the alpha. This is supposed to be, if you guys don't know, in the gaming world, after alpha is done and everybody play tested it, sometimes they have these live streams, sometimes they don't. But the feedback from the alpha is supposed to be a very exciting time. It's just supposed to be exciting. It's just, you played this little version of the game. We heard everything you said. This is what we're doing. Boom, 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 boom. And then we'll have the beta. You guys play the beta. Boom, 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 boom. Game launches. There you go. They listen. They don't listen. That's up to them completely. Right?
Yeah.
Here's the problem. One, our setup is better than their setup.
It's more professional than what they were doing.
I don't know what the fuck they were doing. I don't know if it was the back of a fucking Joe's or the back of a fucking CVS that they were recording this, but they were so bunched together on this little camera with a backdrop that's less appealing than mine. Mine looks like I was in the silly house for too long and I'm just in the patient room. Theirs looked like a fucking ISIS hostage video. It was just a little closet with no sign of marathon. There's a big poster in the back that just said on.
Yeah,
it was yellow.
Yeah, it was cut. The text was cut off. Yeah,
but they said themselves that we can't show anything because we don't know how much of the art or art direction was taken from not just the artist but other sources.
Yep. So they weren't wearing even t-shirts. They were wearing zero merch because who knows if that was stolen too.
It's the logo of a game that came out like fucking 20 years ago. You're not wearing nothing, bro?
Nothing. No repping the game whatsoever or the brands. There's two talking people off screen that were talking a majority of the time, with the art director who was on camera that wasn't saying a word, just looking like he wanted to kill himself. Just sitting there in silence. He looked like he was actually being held hostage by ISIS.
Yeah.
And then the game director literally saying absolutely nothing while talking the whole time. Yeah, like that was
So,
like you said, you're supposed to be building hype and talking about what you learned about from the alpha, what's going to be changing, what are you working on next. There was zero of that talk.
No.
Talked about absolutely nothing. They did a Q&A. They revealed absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
They didn't answer any of the questions. Everything was just like, yeah, we're still talking about it.
It was absolutely insane. It started off with an apology about the stolen art. That's why the art director was there to apologize, which is cool, I guess. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, the game director could have said the apology, bro. Like, but
yeah, if that's all the art director was there for, then like he should have left.
He should have left, bro. Like, why are you gonna have that guy sit there the whole time?
He looked so bad.
He wasn't even part of the Discord. He wasn't even.
He got kicked from the Discord in the middle of the.
Bro,
at the beginning of the Q&A, he got kicked out of the Discord. So then one of the off-screen talking people had to tell the question to the game director who was in the Discord, and then he had to verbally say the question again to the art director that was sitting next to him. So as fans, anyone watching it, we were hearing the questions 2 to 3 times. Before they would give a non-answer to that question, which is great. It's like, bro, what? What is this?
I have huge credit and sympathy for the art director, because it's like you could tell either Bungie or Sony, whoever, was like, somebody has to die on the cross. We're going to put a face to the art director, and he's going to sit out here, and it's going to be his little punishment. Because Dwight in the background had more personality than that motherfucker. That man was dreading
he absolutely did.
Every second of that thing, he was dreading it. But the weird thing is, like, bro, just have a guy holding a camera and just being like, "Oh, you're talking now? Okay." And it's just talking. He wasn't talking at all, and he was part of the screen.
Nope.
I don't get it. But the thing that scares me is they couldn't show anything.
Yeah,
that's tragic. That's absolutely tragic.
Not even the logo. Not even the logo of the game.
The title? You can't show the title? You can't show anything? That is embarrassing. From a company that used to make Halo, and I think still works on Bungie or Destiny. You can't show anything about this new game dropping in what?
4 months.
4 months?
4 months. 4 months.
And not only that, before we had, or during the gameplay reveal and that whole live stream, we had questions. And they were dancing around it. They had clever wordplay, dancing around the topics, solo queues, dual queues, triple queues, prox chat, questions.
Yep.
And the same exact questions after the alpha were asked in that live stream. And again, they're dancing around it. And not only that, we have nothing hard, but we're having discussions. What does that mean, bro? What does that we watched, let's put it in perspective. Don't know. Let's put it in perspective.
It means they don't know.
Let's put it in perspective. Path of Exile 2 update, right? Some say had a terrible launch, whatever. But they had a live stream with the 2 developers, and they're like asking questions. They said we're having discussions, but we'll look at it. We'll do it. The next day, boom, 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 update. It
was done.
Done.
And they were very, very direct. Like, every single question they were asked, it was either, we will look into that. Like, and they did everything they said they'd look into, they looked right into. Or they had a definitive answer, and like they were like, this is our design philosophy.
Yeah.
This is what it is. This is what we're going to try to do. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. We change it. But like, this is what we're doing. Like, that is, they were clear. So like, say what you will about Path of Exile 2. D and I both had a blast playing that patch update, but they at least know what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
This marathon team, they don't even know. They don't even know what they're doing. Like they like, what's the design philosophy even? Like we don't even know that.
Yeah, we don't know anything about it. Like how it comes out in 4 months, and you don't know how matchmaking is gonna work. What the fuck? It's an online game.
Hey, but they don't know how it's going to work. But ranked is going to be revolutionized. The whole genre. It's going to be revolutionary. We don't know how yet. We're still talking about it, but it's going to be revolutionary. That's what the game director said pre-alpha. Yeah, that's what he said pre-alpha.
It's just, you know, here's a little rundown. Right? It's going to be 2 little stories here. One, as much doo-doo we throw on these companies, one specifically, Bethesda.
Oh, God.
At the end of the day, we see Todd Howard everywhere.
Yeah.
Like him, don't like him, he's there. That's the main guy. When you think of Bethesda, he's the guy. Anytime you hear about the game, you don't hear about the game, he's there, no matter what. Yep. And it's the same for like Warframe, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is either a voice actor / fucking game director / CEO / fucking marketing team. Everyone has their hands in the pot, and they're all here on the face of the screen. You see them all the time. When an update comes out, when it's about to come out, they're on the screen for you. Same thing for fucking State of Decay 2.
State of Decay 2, PoE is really good about that.
Yeah, State of Decay 2, they play the unreleased update in front of you going, this is the update, you guys got any questions? And they just play the game the whole time and do a Q&A about the update. It doesn't only show leadership and organization. It shows you enjoy the game. You have something of worth in the game. Like you
and accountability.
Yeah. And not only that, it shows you have a vision. It shows that's all this is. Gaming is art. No matter what you say about it, it is art. It's painting, it's music, it's movies. It is art. And art with no vision or no fucking meaning is this absolute dog shit. That's why you have these dog shit movies. That's why people call new Marvel movies soulless. That's why it's just copy paste shit that makes money and shit like that. And big companies saw it in the game industry, and now here we are. And it's the same thing with Marathon. We have this situation where you're not landing on any specific topic at all about the most simple things in the world, bro. You don't know if the matchmaking is going to be certain right in a multiplayer game? I don't understand that.
Either say they won't plant their flag on anything.
Yes or no. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And then the question. You already know the question, King. You already know the question. The guy asked, is there going to be any old lore from the past Marathon stories? Aliens, factions? Is it going to be anything like that? Oh, we're not making a game for now. We're not making a game for the future. We're making a game for now. What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean?
No idea.
Means we don't have the budget? No. What are you talking about? I don't get it. And it's hard when you watch that after the alpha. So people played the game, had feedback, and this is how you respond? You don't know?
Yeah.
The only thing they could land
on... plant their flag or anything.
The only thing they could land on was XP and the ammo quantity.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Loot. Some of the loot drops, backpacks. It's actually funny. They were saying that there was too much ammo and too many backpacks. There was too many things dropping. Now, I don't know about you, G, but I've watched quite a bit of the alpha stuff, the coverage, and a lot of the feedback from a lot of people was that the loot drops were extremely not exciting and was not enough.
Yeah, that's what I heard, that there was just no variety or just not anything.
Yeah, it wasn't exciting at all. The loot was very boring. It just didn't feel like the loot was just not exciting. It wasn't fun.
It also,
and, they heard that and they thought, oh, so there needs to be less loot.
Yeah. They also said people were surviving for too long.
Yeah.
And every gameplay I see, motherfucker gets dropped in like 5 seconds. Like,
yeah. The time to kill. I don't know if I have a problem with the time to kill from what I was seeing. It definitely looks like if you get the drop on somebody, you have a very, very high chance of dropping them really quickly.
Yeah.
But I still think you have enough time to react. If you're a skilled player, I feel like you could react still. But which I feel like that's a good balance. Like if you get the complete drop on somebody, you should have a pretty good chance of getting them. But you shouldn't have a 100% chance. Like obviously, like the skill needs to be a factor. But the loot just overall was one of the worst parts of the alpha, and they heard that and they just go, okay, so less of it, less loot.
And that's also
heard you loud and clear.
That's also the thing that's a little weird, because it's just like distraction's all about the loot.
Yeah.
Now you want less of it?
I think the philosophy behind that is that if it's more rare, then it would be more exciting to find it. The problem is the loot wouldn't be exciting no matter how rare it is, because it's not useful. It's a bunch of random trinkets that auto sell from your backpack the second you extract, so you don't even see them or interact with it. Or their weapons, and there are some exciting bits like mods and attachments and things like that, like cores, runner cores and stuff that you can build around, like buildcraft and stuff. But those were extremely rare, and it was really exciting when people found those. But like those don't need to be more rare. Like from what I saw in the alpha and from the feedback, it looks like those were almost too rare. And now they're saying that they need to lessen all of the loot. That just sounds like they weren't listening to anybody.
So
crazy, man.
It sounds like there's one solution to all this. Don't drop the game in September.
Yeah.
You gotta delay this. You gotta delay this.
Loot needs to be reworked. They need to add prox chat. They need to add a social area. They need to have more crafting. There's just so much.
They need to figure out their art.
They need to figure. Yeah, that's all without that as well. Yeah, so they need to do that too.
But also, I think it was already a bad sign when the game was in development for 9 years, and we just now saw it with no glimpse of anything. So it kind of makes me worry. Like, is this going to come out as an unfinished game? Which everything usually is, but it's not going to be a finished game. It's just not. And when
especially it comes out in September.
When you have all these questions and you can't land on it. I mean, about matchmaking. I mean, it's going to be dead on arrival. It's just it didn't have good PR in the first place.
This art thing I think killed it. If it comes out in September, especially if they delay it,
Yeah, if they delay it.
God, if they need to delay it, if they delay it, and they come out and say like, "Hey, we're doing all these things that everybody wants us to do," or at least a majority of them, I think the game can be salvaged. But if they drop it in September,
I think
it's dead. It's dead. Especially if it's $40 to $50.
Yeah,
it's dead.
I think
it's dead.
Even from when you like look at the market,
yeah,
doing it next year would not be a crime. Because this year we have Death Stranding 2, we have Expedition 33, we have, even though it's okay, Assassin's Creed, we have Doom that just came out like 2 days ago.
Yep.
There's a lot.
Oblivion Remaster, which was $50.
We have fucking all the new shit for Destiny dropping.
Yeah.
At a certain point, there is no space for you, and Arc Raiders
probably dropping at the end of this year.
Probably dropping the end
of
this year.
Not confirmed yet, but it's probably going to be this year.
And that's your biggest competition. It looks better than you off the get-go.
Yeah.
So dropping next year. Oh, and Ghost of Tsushima 2 is supposed to be this year, I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, that's right.
You don't have any room for anybody's time or money.
Yeah.
So next year, when, as far as we know, your only competition is GTA.
Which isn't until May.
Yeah. You should probably wait till next year.
Yeah, wait till like push it back to February or something. February or March.
What it reminds me of is when CDPR revealed their trailer and they kind of said, "Hey, here's our date." And it was just like, and everybody at the game studio was like,
"What?
What are you talking about? This is our date." So it sounds like the higher ups, because all the stakeholders and the higher ups forced CDPR into that release date window.
Yeah.
And we got the game that we got, and then once they left, we got the game that we got.
Yeah.
This sounds like, to me, or not sounds like, it feels like Sony's like, yeah, man, you're dropping on this date, and you're gonna die on that date. Simple as that.
They're hanging him out. They're hanging him out to dry. It's it seems like Sony's just done with him. So Sony's just like, hey, you made your bed, you're gonna fucking lay in it, and you're gonna die in it. Like, it's sink or swim. We'll find out, but it looks like they might not be pushing it back. There's still definitely time for them to announce a delay, but I really feel like that they should have already announced a delay if they were going to.
In that stream, they should have said it.
But the fact that they haven't yet, and so far there have been zero leaks, rumors, news of any discussion about a delay internally. That's kind of crazy. So
yeah.
They, of course, can delay it whenever, but just the fact that it hasn't been announced yet is kind of insane.
Yeah.
It makes me think that Sony might be forcing them to stick with this release date. Which would ultimately kill them. The
thing that bothers me, especially about not landing on something, dancing around the topics and stuff like that, is, and why I brought up like Bethesda and Todd Howard, was Starfield was a masterclass in wordplay. Bethesda wordplayed the fuck out of that game into making everyone believe that the game was something that it just could not do. The trailers were cut specifically. Everything they showed about the game was cut perfectly. And then Todd Howard being Todd Howard, he sold that bitch like a motherfucker, bro.
He got that silver tongue, man. Todd Howard,
bro. And they said everything perfectly in a way that it cannot fall back on them, because they're like, well, this is what we said. I feel like that was a pivotal moment for a lot of people going, man, I just can't trust these motherfuckers no more. Not just Bethesda, but developers and studio when they have like the big old live streams.
AAA studios in general. Yeah.
Like, damn. Like one of my favorite creators, Afro Sinju. Every time he sees like a reveal, some shit like that, he's like, where's the HUD? Meaning like, I need the actual screen of the game being shown right there.
Yeah.
If I don't see the HUD, I don't care. Gamers had a very specific stereotype that's still around now because we're still here. But back in the day, back in the golden times, you know, we were idiots that weren't athletic, weren't exactly smart. We had pizzas, Mountain Dews, Monsters, pissed in the can, shit in the bed, play games 24/7, LAN parties, pepperoni on our shirts. Is that true? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is that the market now? Is that the overall majority? No. It's a good majority. But it's not the mass majority. Games have exploded to everyone now. Mobile, handheld, everything.
Yeah, there's a massive casual gaming base now. Way larger than what it used to be. It's not just hardcore players anymore.
And what that means is the more people... Yeah, there's more stupid people too. There's more smarter people too.
Yeah.
And where I'm going with this is people were smart enough to solve your ARG for Marathon.
Which was pretty complicated.
Which was extremely complicated. So, and they solved other ARGs. And the community that Marathon has are very detailed lore specific people. They know what they're talking about. The audience that you have knows what they're talking about. And outside of the gaming universe, they might be smart pickles. So dancing around a topic and not answering a question is not going to save the PR face or anything like that. It's not going to work. People are going to catch on to being like, bro, you don't have an answer. Like, gaming creation has become so open now to where we can see like how long a game takes, what nooks and crannies are taken. You know, we might not know the specifics, but we can see from the outside looking in that, okay, there's a certain development cycle, there's an alpha, there's a beta, there's a time period and stuff like that. And I think all of us unanimously can see that you have 4 months left. You can't answer any of these questions, and you're dropping off September? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, chief. Yeah, it just feels like, oh, man, you drink this snake oil, you just solve your ass cheeks, and it's just like, no. It's unfortunate.
Yep.
It's unfortunate.
It is. I mean, you know how hyped I was for this game. I was very excited for this just on the lore alone, because the lore is, I mean, without Marathon we wouldn't have Halo. Like Halo would not exist without Marathon.
Without Marathon we wouldn't have Halo or Destiny.
Yeah,
since Destiny was based on Halo.
It's just insane. Marathon is so lore rich, and like there's so many unanswered questions still. It's very intriguing, it's interesting. And the aesthetic of this game, the new game that was coming out, it's just the story, the cinematic that they played during the gameplay reveal, like it had me hooked, man. And it's really sad because if they try to drop September, I don't want it, to be clear, I don't want the game to fail. But like it feels like I don't know how it wouldn't fail if it drops on September, which is just, it's unfortunate. It sucks.
But instead of being all doom and gloom, negative Nancy, there are 2 things left on this whole discussion. Sponsored by Lay's All Dress Flavored. No, we're not. Don't quote me. Allegedly. One, you don't know this, but you will soon enough if you fucking play it because you're a fucking coward. Expedition 33 is by far one of the greatest games of all time. That's to you, since you gotta fucking play it.
It's installed. I did.
Yeah. Anyways, and anybody who's listening, gotta play it. Gotta play. I'm not gonna say anything. Music's beautiful. Everything's beautiful. Gotta play it. That is not a AAA studio. That is a guy who got bored at Ubisoft and wanted to make a Final Fantasy game, and found a music composer on SoundCloud and a narrative guy on Reddit. So, Bungie can't figure out what their matchmaking is, but a guy can make a whole studio based off of SoundCloud and Reddit and his friends and make one of the greatest games I've ever played in my life. So, even though the game industry at times can feel absolutely toxic and fucking depressing and stuff like that, and people are getting laid off left and right at astronomical numbers, and it's still not going down. There's sounds like this where it's like, damn, 30 people making a game, and it's just fucking, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. It's this perfect story, perfect story behind it, and it's just gives you hope for a lot of things. Like I said, you can speak on this more than I can for sure, but when we both went to school for these things and took out thousands of dollars to go to this school or go to a school in this industry that can't seem to hold a job longer than 2 months, it's easy to lose hope, but at times you got to bet on yourself, like you said. And stories like Expedition 33 are signs that hey, you could work at Ubisoft, which is like the second biggest gaming studio in the fucking world.
Yeah.
And you could just be like, nah, bro, I'm bored. I'm bored. Let me make Final Fantasy. And boy, did they do it. Yeah. So from the outside looking in, or from kind of an inside, based on like what you've seen from Expedition 33 and not just that game, but these other games blowing up that are from double A's or single A's that just don't have any budget, that are just going crazy, like Balatro and shit like that. For you, how do you feel about all that?
I love it. I mean, it's like you said, it's really easy to get pessimistic. Just 2-3 weeks ago, there was another 300-person layoff at EA. 100 of them was laid off from Respawn, Respawn isn't that massive of a studio. Yeah. They're owned by EA. And when that happened, they canceled 3 unannounced projects, which is also insane. And of course, the Titanfall 3 speculation went crazy when that happened. Titanfall 3 was canceled for the 10th time when that happened. So yeah, that sucks. But Balatro, Expedition 33, some big PC games. There's one called Repo. There's another one that's like mature content or something along those lines. There's a lot of games popping off right now that are made by either a single person or a very small group, a double A team, and that's awesome to see. It's obvious why. Like it's so, you don't need an insane budget, right? There's a lot of really skilled and talented people that can make games. They're out there, and a lot of them are employed by these AAA studios, but they're not letting them cook. They're making the super safe, stereotypical decisions for their games, and that's just not what people want anymore. People want weird shit. We're growing. Our tastes in content is evolving. We need something different. And if you don't want to make something different because you want to play it safe, that's fine. You still have a chance of becoming viral. It's just not anywhere near as likely. And you can also just tell there's so much heart and soul in these indie games. Like you can tell that they put so much effort behind these things. Little things like the UI, like you can really tell the quality of a game, in my opinion, just 100% on the UI. Like when you get damaged and like your health, like let's say you have a health bar, like is there like an effect on the health bar? Does it like shake and rattle? And like when you interact with other things, like Balatro is perfect. Like, dude, when you interact with anything in Balatro, there is some kind of effect, whether it's a sound effect, an animation. Like the animations are perfect. They're so crisp and they're just the right amount of time. Like it's weird, but UI I feel like is a massive tell for the quality and like how much effort somebody put into a project. But it gives me hope. Honestly, and I've been talking to some people that I know, and to be realistic, I mean, I might not get a job in the game industry for, it could be a couple of years before I get my foot in the door at a game studio. So, I mean, why not start my own indie projects? So that's definitely something that I'm looking into, and seeing all these other indie developers doing so well. I mean, it definitely gives me hope.
Yeah, I mean,
hope for it.
I mean, you know what Logic said: the best rapper ever could be stacking produce.
Yep.
As simple as that. I mean,
yep.
You go out there and you chase what you want to chase, but it's the last hope for Triple A's is what Rockstar's going to do with GTA 6. I mean, that's the biggest game of all time.
It's going to shatter every record ever. 100%.
The biggest game of all time by the most historic studio of all time.
Yeah.
And what you got, you know what I mean? Fourth quarter, this is it. There's not a lot of like other AAA studios you're gonna think about and be like, oh yeah, I'm kind of excited for them. It's just it's going down, and down, which is cool because I mean it's kind of like, yeah, I'm wearing an NBA hat right now. Dynasties aren't happening that much anymore.
Yeah.
You're not seeing constant winners 24/7 back to back. You're seeing more constructed teams start winning one-offs and then kind of competing with other teams with the same vision. And that's kind of cool with the game industry, is that you're seeing these big dynasties start to show their cracks. And now these little formation of teams that just have excited and talented people creating their own projects that hold the title for a year, and maybe they don't show up again. Simple as that. But they made an impact. Fucking Expedition 33 is currently making an impact in the game industry. I mean, they redefined a whole genre, in my opinion. So
100%.
It's a weird time. It's definitely a hopeful time, and it's a weird time. So of all the negative things we talk about Bungie and how they fuck up and shit like that, and other studios fuck up, there is some hopeful things out there. You just gotta brighten your horizon. I know it's hard for the casual gamer. You know, you see the most highest paid marketing campaign, you see it on your screen, you see Assassin's Creed 24/7, you go on your iPhone, you see fucking Call of Duty. Yeah. It's easy. I mean, you find your path and that's it. And for casual gamers, you're always going to see the highest marketed thing out there. So I implore everyone watching, just find something. Just go. I mean, if you have Game Pass, there's no reason not to try games on Game Pass.
Yeah, there's so many games. Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
The female just finished Outer Wilds, which is not made by huge people. It came out like 9 years ago or 7 years ago, whatever. But
it's been a hot minute.
she beat it, and I'm like, yo, this is easily one of the most unique and fun experiences I've ever had watching the game. And it's simple. It's so simple. There's nothing complex about it. There's no weapon attachments with a blue cum shot camo for $70. It's just no. You can't dress up as Drake and fucking Kanye and fucking scream "Heil Hitler" through your reload animation. But fucking, you could just fly your little spaceship with little tiny puzzles, and then the overall experience creates a lasting impact. And if you have Game Pass, please, for the love of God, just try anything. There's so many games on Game Pass. And even fucking, you could say more than I can, Steam has a whole bunch of sales where games are like a fucking $1 and $5 and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a PC gamer, you already know about Steam. Like, you have to, because that's like the by far number one way to get games. But it's, I mean, Steam has two massive sales every year: the winter sale, the summer sale. But even then, there's also like fall sale. Like they do a lot of sales, but you can get games dirt cheap on Steam. And there's even some other maybe sketchier sites for PC gaming. Allegedly, where you can get games even cheaper year round without any sales going on. So there's no, if you're bored with what you're playing and it's just not hitting the same, there's no excuse.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
There's no excuse to play. And if maybe you're on console or whatever, and you don't want to pay the $20 a month now for Game Pass on console. On PC, I want to say it's like $11. So if you have a decent computer, $11 will get you access to like 500 games. So, and there's a lot of good ones. I mean, like what Dee is saying about Expedition 33, that's on Game Pass. If you've never played Oblivion, the Oblivion remake is on Game Pass. Doom, which just came out, is on Game Pass. That's, I'll say id Software. That's a AAA studio that is seemingly still doing really well with the Doom series. But there's so many games. There's so many fucking games. Just play one, man.
Yeah, if you don't know which one to pick, man, I do this every night. Go on Game Pass, see a game cover. That's why game covers are so important. Do not sleep on game covers, studios, please. Assassin's Creed, that's a gay ass fucking, not gay, you know what I mean, gay ass fucking game cover, you know what I mean? That is fucking terrible, bro. It's just, it's nothing special about it. Nope. So if you see a game cover that's like, what the fuck is that? Click on it. There's usually screenshots, there's usually reviews, there's usually gameplay things, stuff like that. Check it out. You got nothing. I mean,
Firewatch. Have you played Firewatch?
Is that the one where,
where you play the? Where what?
Is this like a survival game?
Not really. You play you play a character that just recently went through a divorce, and he goes out and he got a new job as like a wilderness ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that game on Game Pass, also small studio, super simple game, but amazing story. There's another one on the top of my head when I thought of Firewatch. That's also on Game Pass. Oh shit, I'll mention it later if I can think of it. But yeah, there's so many good games.
The
Pentiment. That's what I want. If you want a weird ass game, try Pentiment, man. That's a very unique game, and it was a 100% passion project from Obsidian. They've had no intentions on making any money on that game, and part of the stipulation for Microsoft buying Obsidian was that they were going to fund this passion project. It was a 100% Josh Sawyer, one of the lead creative people at Obsidian. It was 100% his passion project, and part of the deal with them being bought was that Microsoft would let them make it, even though it probably wasn't going to make any money. Very weird game, also on Game Pass.
But On the topic of trying new games, see, I'm just a perfect fucking host. So my god, it's like I'm playing this whole thing out. I didn't. On the topic of trying new games, you became a Destiny player.
I did.
Yeah,
I have. I've been playing Destiny 2 a lot recently. I remember when the first Destiny came out, I did play that one a little bit. I never got too far into it. And then when Destiny 2 came out, I honestly I didn't have a console. I think that's what it was. I didn't have a console at the time. I was only playing games on my PC. And it was like that for years before I finally got a console. And then now, of course, Destiny's on PC, but back then it wasn't. So I never really had the chance to play it, but figured, with the hype with Marathon kind of got me wanting to play a Bungie game. And I was like, why not play Destiny 2? D is a massive Destiny 2 player. Been playing Destiny religiously since the first one came out.
The beta of the first one.
The beta. So, and he's many times tried to get me to play it. So I figured, why not? And there have been a few times where I maybe teased him a little bit and would play like for an hour and then wouldn't play again for another year or two. But
sometimes it's like a Jim and Pam relationship, sometimes you just gotta wait like 7 seasons.
But it stuck this time. I mean, shit, I looked on my Steam. I have 100 hours in Destiny 2 over, we've been playing, for 3 weeks?
Yeah, probably
something like that. Probably 3 weeks. I've put about 100 hours into it. It's been fucking great. I will say, though, if it wasn't for D, I would have quit playing it probably 3 hours in, because holy shit, the new player experience is atrocious.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing makes sense. Nothing makes any sense with the UI or even the story initially, because so much of it has been just chopped out of the game. I own all of the expansions. I own all the expansions to Destiny 2, and I still don't have all the story because it's just not in the game. It's just not in there. Can't find it. It's not there.
Oops.
So, oopsies. So, I would have absolutely zero clue as to what anything meant or what was going on. How to properly put a build together, because they don't even mention how you can customize the armor with the different augmentations and stuff. They don't. There's no tutorial for that for some reason. So I highly recommend playing it if you know somebody that also plays it, because it's fun. The raid, we haven't done any raids, but we did a dungeon recently that was pretty cool. Got to do that again on maybe the harder difficulty, but the gunplay is amazing. The build crafting, when you get the hang of it, is fucking awesome. It's been great. It's been really fun.
There you have it, folks. Try Destiny as long as you know somebody that's been playing it for 14 years.
Yeah, if you don't know somebody, then don't bother.
Yeah, don't bother.
Do not bother. Wait till Destiny Rising comes out and play it on your mobile device. Because that's going to be a mobile game, I think.
Yeah, it is a mobile game.
Just don't play Destiny 2 if you don't know somebody that already plays it.
Yeah.
Because you won't have a fucking clue as to what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know somebody who's made it his life's mission to research Destiny, then it's okay.
And they're out there. You might know somebody, but
not exactly a friendly community either. So
no, it's not. I mean, Jesus, they're that community is part of the reason why Marathon was probably going to fail off the rip before this whole art thing happened. Just because they're so fucking petty about Bungie working on a game that's not Destiny.
Petty, toxic, unfriendly, unhelpful. Just a lot of
all the controversy with the new season, the dungeon rotation, stupid stuff. they're not a very
they don't
positive.
they don't what's the word? They're kind of like those group of people that they listened to a musician when he was in 5th grade, and then now he's winning Emmys, and it's just like, yeah, but you wouldn't get him like I get him. He's just different. Yeah. He's changed.
Right.
Oh, so you don't like his music no more? Oh, I'll listen to every single one. And it's just like, all right, why are you complaining then? He's not the same since 5th grade.
He's not the same.
It's just
no, that's 100%.
It's just a weird. I never seen a community hate their game so much and play it every day. It's the weirdest thing. Maybe Madden.
Yeah,
maybe Madden. People.
No, okay. I'm actually gonna say I disagree with that because I think the casual. I think Madden has a lot of people that just strictly play Madden Ultimate Team.
Oh yeah,
they play competitive, and I genuinely think that they think it's a good game. I've seen people that play it in that way, like just competitively, like head-to-head matchups. They actually think it's a good game.
Ugh.
Which is insane to say. Ugh. But they actually think it's a good game. And it's fucking insane. Because it's not. It's one of the worst games ever. But but I can't tell you, the past month I've re-downloaded Madden 25 3 times in the past month. I'll get on. I might make it to a game. I'll play one game if I do, and then I immediately uninstall it. And I'm just like, why did I even bother?
That's how I've been with 2K. Since you've gotten it, I've probably re-downloaded the game like 7 times. Every time we finish like our little playthrough, which is like a night, I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. I delete it, and then I'll see the fucking somebody play. I'm like, all right, I'll download it again. And the game's over. I'm like, all right, it's okay. Yeah, it's all right.
You see, with college football, because college football 25 is still so much better than the Madden. But
yeah, that's a good one.
The downside to it though is the recruiting is a lot. It's very involved, and sometimes, especially like when I'm doing franchise mode on Madden, a lot of times I'll just, like, you set your scouts up, right? Like, you set your scouts up, and then you pretty much just forget it. And I don't really care about the scouting, so I'll just play the games or sim through the games or whatever I want to do. But with college football 25, like, you can't sim the recruiting. If you sim the recruiting, you will get the worst recruiting class in the history of college football.
Yeah,
every single time. So it's just, every time I get the hankering to play, I'm just like, oh, but I'm going to be spending hours just fucking recruiting. I just want to play the game. I just want to play the game, but still play Dynasty. Yeah. I just don't want to have to deal with the recruiting as much. So I hope that is something that maybe changes. Maybe in the next one, they'll add scouting, like they'll add scouts. So maybe the auto recruiting isn't as terrible. But man, like, I'll get on there and I'll play again. I'll just play like a single game, because then it's like, okay, well, now I have to do all this recruiting shit.
Well, the moral story is try new games.
Yes.
Don't play Marathon. Try new.
Don't try that new game.
Don't try that new game. That's a warning out there.
But other new games, try Arc Raiders.
Yeah. Try to direct competition.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's easy to be negative. It's easy to be upset about a lot of things, but there are also a lot of good things out there. So try them, please, for the love of God. If you have that feeling that, man, I'm just getting older, games don't hit the same anymore, probably because you're playing games that you've been playing for about 12 years. The same Call of Duty is the same Call of Duty. The same Madden is the same Madden, and it just don't hit anything the same anymore. Yeah, it's because they're not the same people who make the game anymore. They're all gone. They're all older. They got kids. They got grandkids. Find a new game.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's time to let it go. If Call of Duty don't hit the same, brother,
yeah,
it's time to hang up the jersey.
And a new game doesn't have to be a brand new game. Play some older games that you've heard of that never got around to. You know, there's so many games out there.
If you want to play Call of Duty, bro, Game Pass, it's free. It's free. Microsoft, hit me up, bro. I've been playing Xbox for 20 years, bro. I need an ad or something. I need something. I can't do this shit no more. Oh, I'm so fucking broke. But please, Microsoft Game Pass. Anybody, don't do Sony. Fuck PlayStation. They want to make a new system that's like $800 and can't even fucking figure out what's better than the old PS system. I don't know. Xbox though, oh my god. Oh, they can make a new system. I'll suck them off. For real. But that's the end of the video. Appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are watching.
Absolutely crashed out. Right?
I can't crash out because Jalen Brunson exists, and you know I'll glaze that motherfucker to the end of time. You know, I'll make a Heil Hitler version of the Kanye West video for Jalen Brunson and call it a day. I might dress up the female as Jalen Brunson, just go ham, absolutely go ham.